What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. Oh yeah, guys. So, I went ahead and I made some more speed runes, and we have those hooked up down below on kind of the middle, or I guess the very first ring underneath the blood altar. And then I started adding some more over here. I didn't make too many of them just to try and speed things up, because when you try and make those, the blank slates and the reinforced slates, they don't go very fast. Like, I'm sitting here waiting for forever for those to do their thing, so I added some more of these and it speeds it up a little bit, but I really think that we need to add a whole lot more to do like the tier 1 and 2 crafts. But like when you get up into the higher tier ones, everything goes pretty quickly anyway, so we'd probably swap those back and forth. So yeah, I made some speed runes just to kind of speed up the process a little bit. Whoops. And I have made a bunch of blank slates here. I actually made a lot of reinforced slates and stuff, because over here I did go ahead and I got this altar all hooked up. I made the beacons for this one, and I have a whole bunch of runes of sacrifice for when we have the Well of Suffering hooked up over here. This will allow that to go much faster, I'm pretty sure. So the next step in this process for the blood magic is we wanted to make some of the ritual stones. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the ritual stones and the master ritual stone. So I was gonna start working on this, and then I saw that it required obsidian, and I got to thinking about it. We don't really have a great way of making obsidian, right? We have our original way down here. If I stop landing on stuff, we have our original thing down here. We have our lava production and our transfer nodes, which pull the lava out of these crucibles and send it down into this drum. And then down below, I have pipes coming out of that drum, and the pipes come over. Yeah, the pipes come out of the drum. They go over, they power our lava generators. Actually, I can get rid of these things. Too many of those over here. The pipes go into these lava generators here, and this is what provided our original power source. They also go into this stone barrel here, and this stone barrel has an item node underneath it to pull out items, and that's full of lava. So all I have to do is just place water right here, and that immediately turns into lava, or it turns the lava into obsidian that gets pulled out and up into this barrel. Now we have some obsidian up above. So this worked, and it's good, but the problem is we make lava pretty slowly down here. If we were able to have this drum always full, and I could just do that and make hundreds of pieces of lava at a time, that'd be great. But, you know, this drum is now empty. It's waiting to be filled back up, and we made 5 pieces of obsidian. So that's kind of a problem. So what I want to do is come over. Well, I don't know if we're going to do it over here. We might set up something underneath. But what I started to do was down below our smeltery here, we do have a lava fabricator. And I decided to put a drum right next to it, and you know, that's making lava faster than our crucibles down below. It is using power, but it's not going that fast. I would like to see this go much faster. So I think what we're gonna do is we are not gonna use that one down there. I was just gonna keep placing barrels, letting it fill up, and then using the lava that makes to turn into obsidian. I think I want to try and make an overpowered one, so I started making some lava fabricators here. And lava fabricator, these guys, yeah, these required obsidian, and I'd ran out. I was gonna make 8 of these things, so let's go ahead and get those made. So there's 5, 6, oh, and now we're out of the magma creams. Uh-oh. Let's see, can we make some of these magma creams real quick? Maybe? Oh, are we out of slimes? Oh my goodness. I might have to go into the nether. Oh man. Yeah, I might have to go into the nether with a safari net, try and find a magma cube, grab it, spawn it, get some more of those things. But yeah, I wanted to hook up a faster way using 8 lava fabricators. Basically, the idea is we put these on the ground, or I guess wherever they're gonna be. There's gonna be 8 of these. Actually, that might not work. Maybe we just need 4. Well, we'll make it work anyway. And then the idea was I was going to put in a drum right in the center, and then all of these would start ejecting its lava into the drum. I guess we can move that one block up and just use pipes along the top to pipe into the drum. That should work too. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of this stuff made, and we will be right back. Alright guys, so we can't put the drum in the center like I was thinking we were gonna do. So what we can do is just go ahead and make a complete 3x3 solid thing of these. Alright, that guy. Unfortunately, these don't stack. I think they got some energy. Yeah, they're charging up with energy from my jetpack or whatever. I had the charger on, so now they don't stack anymore, but that's fine. So we can do a solid 3x3 like that. I'm gonna have to actually... Can I... Yeah, I can hit the Tesseract here. Tesseract in the center, providing power to all these resonant flux ducts around. So we want item mode, fluid mode, energy mode, receive only, and that'll be on maiden base. I will turn that on in a minute. We don't want these making lava right now, even though some of these do have a little bit because of that stored energy, but that's fine. So on the top here, we'll just do some fluid ducts. The hardened fluid ducts so they don't explode or whatever it is. So now we have a way to make a whole bunch of lava using power. Now we got to pipe that lava somewhere. So I'm thinking we will probably put another thingy right here. So what I want to do is set up a way basically to make automatic lava. Or I'm sorry, automatic obsidian, better than the system that we have down below. I do know that we have igneous extruders that might be faster. I don't know if that will be faster or not, or if just doing it the ex nihilo way or nihilo or whatever it is will be faster. But anyway, we can go ahead and try setting this up. So all the lava will collect in this drum, so we will have a little supply here, and then we can put that guy right like that in a stone barrel in front. So that'll fill up the stone barrel full of this stuff. Then we will need, let's see, a chest is probably the better way. So we're gonna need an item node, the liquid one, no, the regular one, transfer node. We could also use thermodynamics, but this way is just a little bit easier since it's only moving one block. Okay, so lava goes in, it'll turn into obsidian, the obsidian goes into the chest. Pretty simple. So now we need to find a way to actually retain the water on top of this thing. I use slabs down below, which I don't think I want to do anymore. We have some stone brick covers, and then we can grab a saw, this guy right here, and turn those into strips. I think that should make it look a little bit better. Okay, so how does this work? We put, yeah, it's not gonna work like that. I think we have to place one right there, and then right like that. Now if we place it right like that, that's gonna be inside where the water source needs to be. So we're gonna place another one right there, and place this on the next block over. Get rid of those guys. Okay, and same thing right here. I think we need to place that right like that, and that guy there. Okay, so that should be able to retain a bucket's of water, a bucket's worth of water, just like so. Okay, I think we are good, making progress here. Fill that back in. All right, so the next step is to turn on the Tesseract and see if this works. Actually, no, we need to put a servo right here. I guess we could use the other fluid, the liquid one. Transfer node. Yeah, I guess we could try using one of these. Might need speed upgrades in there, I'm not sure. Otherwise, we'd just use a servo. I think we are fine. Okay, so let's turn on the Tesseract and let's see if this makes obsidian at any decent rate here. So it filled up. It's doing it okay. Oh, look at that. We got a reserve in the drum, so we are making lava faster and we can turn it into obsidian. Do we have any speed upgrades? We do. I don't know if we need that or the stack upgrades to make that go faster. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's pulling out the lava quite nicely now. Okay, how fast are we making it in here? Okay, well, I do know the igneous extruder can do 16 obsidian at a time, but I think we can't make lava that fast, so the igneous extruder might be a waste, especially the resonant version. So yeah, this is going to make obsidian as fast as we can make it right now using 9 lava generators, lava fabricators. So this is good. Okay, so we will be able to create enough obsidian here to make the ritual stones that we need Very happy about that. And we have a nice way of actually collecting lava. We can put this on a channel or something. I can remove this thing. This can be a temporary setup for now. Okay, so let's go ahead, wait for this to make a bunch of obsidian, and we will be back to do a little bit more blood magic. See you in a bit, guys. Alright guys, so I wanted to show you this. The chest is just about full now, which is awesome. That's a lot of obsidian. We won't have to worry about this for, you know, a little bit at a time. But I was just turned around, I looked, and yeah, we've been going through our power like crazy. So this one side of our bank is completely empty. The two sides still are full. And this backside is now being worked on over here. This one's completely empty. It's draining into the lower one. Now this one's draining. Look at how fast that power is going away. We're using a lot of power. All of our compression dynamos I did turn on a little bit ago. They are all hooked up, and then when this is completely full, these things idle at 64 RF a tick. They're now using 10 times the power, going full blast, trying to keep up. So yeah, it's not too bad right now. Now that we have all of the biofuel stuff hooked up and all of these guys going, when everything's at idle, we are making enough biofuel that this drum over here has 12,628 buckets in reserve. So we got power for days, which is great. I actually went ahead and I turned off half of our bioreactors a while ago. I was noticing that our rye and our wheat, we were down to about 600 of those, and we had a lot of all of the other stuff. I think the soybeans were also pretty low too, and I didn't want to run out. So yeah, when we weren't using a lot of power, I just had the one half going, and I turned off the other half over here. Yeah, we're still at about 600 rye. Yeah, maybe it was down to like 300 or something. I can't remember. But anyway, I just didn't want to run out of our different types, so I turned off half of our bioreactors over here. But it looks like we should be full again here on power, or this should start recharging here in a minute, because I don't think we're going to be using much more power from the lava since our chest is full. This should be full. I guess these fabricators have to fill up all the way. I don't know if they use power at idle. I imagine they don't. So we really shouldn't be using any power over here. And this one back here. Why are those not full? I don't know. Maybe it just has nowhere to eject the lava, so it stopped making some. Yeah, I don't know how that's working. I would expect that they should have the full bucket of lava in there and just be running on the idle timer, but I don't see the idle going. I don't see the work going. And hopefully we aren't using any more power. How is this doing? Yeah, we are still using power, so some of those might have a little issue back there. Maybe they draw a little power at idle, but we are definitely not making more lava. Okay, so that's something I'll have to look at. Make sure that our power doesn't run out. I'll probably break those items and replace them. In fact, we could probably try one right now just to see if that does anything, because these might be bugged out. And I'd hate to just waste all of our power for something that's not doing anything. So yeah, now that's full. Now it says there's an idle timer. Maybe I should check all of these just so we are not... Oh man. That'll be a problem if it does this. I'm just gonna break them all and reset them. That'll be a big problem if it is, you know, wasting power at idle and not doing anything. Let's stick this guy back. So it made 100. That one filled up. This one filled up. Okay, looks like we're on the idle now. Okay, let's just go double check our power, see if we're still using a crazy amount or if it's filling back up. Now it's filling back up. Okay, so they were bugged. They were using power and not sending that lava anywhere. Now we're recovering our power. That's good. Yeah, that would have drained our entire system for nothing. That would have sucked. Okay, so now that we have all that lava, it's time, or I'm sorry, all the obsidian, now it's time to start putting some of this stuff to use. So I'll just take a stack. That should make another stack over here. And hopefully these things won't bug out again. I'll keep my eye on it. Yeah, but anyway, we can take some of this obsidian over here. And we can start making some of these ritual stones. So let me go ahead and do that, guys. We'll make some of these ritual stones. We'll make the master ritual stone. I think we're going to need to make the ritual diviner and all of this stuff. But yeah, let me go ahead and start working on this, and we will be right back. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I made some ritual stones and two master ritual stones actually. We've got some reinforced slates left over, which is good. Those take a bit to craft even with those speed upgrades that I did put in to our altar. So let's jump into the quest book. I was kind of curious if there were any quests that dealt with this stuff since I kind of went off on my own without looking at the quest book. But I kind of know what I'm doing with blood magic a little bit. Yeah, it does look like we completed this quest right here, ritual magic. So this says rituals cause powerful effects. When used correctly, most rituals will require a nice stock of ritual stone and some inscription tools. Rituals can create infinite water, springs, grow crops, push mobs away, and much more. Okay, so we've already seen the infinite water springs, which is pretty cool, and they grow crops. Push mobs away, I guess, is alright. I don't know if we really need to do that. So we have completed this quest. I did make the master ritual stone, and that's going to give us some of these elemental inscription tools, which is cool. We'll need those for the ritual diviner, and that's going to give us 10 more ritual stones. Okay, so I don't see anything in here about doing any of the rituals. We might unlock it. This says unlocks one quest elsewhere. I wonder where that unlocked a quest. If that was like under Thaumcraft stuff. Man, there's so many blinky things here. Yeah, there's still a lot of Thaumcraft stuff we need to do. Was it under For the Hoarding maybe? No, that still has nothing unlocked yet. I don't know where we unlock something. Maybe Sky Farm or Learning to Skyblock. Don't see anything new there. Sky Farm. We still got some stuff in here, but I don't see anything new in there either. Power Grid. Nope. Well, I don't know where we unlocked a quest. Obviously, we did somewhere. We'll have to find it sometime in the future. Okay, so getting back to blood magic, let's get this stuff figured out. So we have to make a ritual diviner. This is basically how you create all the different ritual stones, and you can place them automatically using this stuff. It's really cool. I like it. So we need these different elemental inscription tools. So which ones we have? We have the green and the blue. So we need the red, I guess the teal, the black, and I guess that's supposed to be white. It looks kind of yellow, doesn't it? So let's do the red one. So we need to put a magma cream in there. Okay, so that's good. We have magma creams. Magma. Liquid hot magma. Okay, so we have that. This inscription tool, we need a ghast tier. We'll grab one of those. And these guys over here, so that's a block of coal in a tier 4, and this one is glowstone in a tier 6. Is everything a tier 6? I can't remember. Okay, so coal, and then glowstone. Stuff right here. Okay, I can't remember if this is a 5 or a 6. So let's figure that out real quick. Yeah, this is tier 5, so we can't do... Man, it requires a tier 6 for that, huh? That seems different, because I don't remember having to do that particular thing before. Okay, so we'll stick that in there, and this in there, and we'll just throw those guys in here, and let them do their thing. I'll just have to keep our altar stocked full of LP. Well, that was quick. Is the gas tier gonna be that quick as well? Yep, that was real fast as well. Okay, so that's awesome. Okay, so those are those two items there. So we need to craft that into the ritual diviner. And there we go. Okay, so that's pretty easy to do. So this guy, we can... Is it shift right click? Okay, so we can choose the different rituals we want to create. We want Ritual of the Green Grove. I didn't know there was a ritual for that. We want high jump, magnetism. Binding and unbinding is how you make the armor and the tools. I don't think we're going to do that just yet. Well of Suffering. This is the one we are looking for, because that will allow us to hook up this guy over here to be pretty much automatic. We will spawn in mobs using... What is that stuff called? I can't remember now. It's the... Okay, I have to look this up now. Oh my goodness. So it's... I think it's extra utilities? Extra utilities... I know we made this stuff. The Cursed Earth, that's what it is. Yeah, the Cursed Earth will spawn mobs. and the Well of Suffering will start doing damage to those mobs, which will fill up our altar for us automatically, which is what we are looking for. Okay, so I need to figure out what the size is for this, but basically, in order to do these rituals, maybe I'll just stick it right, maybe a block above that? Let's stick it a block above that. I can't remember how this ritual is laid out. Some blocks might have to go down below, but we just take the ritual diviner. As long as we have these ritual stones in our inventory, we just right click on this guy. Oh, it shows you like an outline of where those blocks go now. That is different, but I don't know if it requires any. Oh, okay. I don't know if it requires any in the ground. So it's not placing anymore. I kind of feel like maybe I have to remove some of these blocks here. Let's figure that out. Yeah, this is definitely different since the last time I used it, because I don't remember it putting the little outline there of where those blocks went. Okay, now will it do something? There might be more blocks in the way. Okay, tell you guys what, I'm going to just start removing some stuff here, try this out. Hopefully we will get this hooked up pretty quickly. I might have to move this down a block, I'm not sure, but yeah, we will get this figured out. Does that work? No. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, so I couldn't get that to work, so I went to the wiki. And I was looking up the Well of Suffering on the wiki, and it says that we need dusk runes, which our ritual diviner does not have, since we couldn't make that because it requires the glowstone, which is a tier 6 and we are at a tier 5. So we can't do it automatically using the ritual diviner, but we do need those dusk runes. So I think we can place those manually. We just need to make the little coloring thing to do that. So let's go ahead and put in a block of coal here to keep that in the altar. Let's fill the altar up too. This is getting a little low. Yeah, there we go. We will put our coal in here. That'll do its thing. We might need to fill this up actually. No, we didn't. Okay, that's good. And there's our elemental inscription tool, Dusk. Okay, so now that we have this, we should be able to paint the stones by hand instead of using the ritual divinator, or diviner, I should say. So let's go ahead and start this ritual again. This is set to ritual ID AW013 Suffering. I assume that's the right one. Yeah, it says Well of Suffering when I scroll to it. Yeah, and it does show you the outline of where all the blocks go, kind of little ghost blocks there. So let's go ahead and right click on this guy. Now it's placing those automatically. I believe previously in Blood Magic you had to right click and hold it to place each and every block. So that's a cool change. I like that. So according to the picture that I'm seeing, it looks like our dusk runes need to be diagonal from this block. So let's start placing some placer blocks around here, scaffolding or whatever, something so I can just place the blocks up against it. So do that in this guy. You have to place 4 of these. It's only 4, so it's not too crazy. That guy and oop, not there. Okay, so get rid of these blocks. Get rid of you and you. Okay, so we should just be able to right click on these. Okay, so that now is I assume that's dusk. It doesn't say on the tooltip, but we'll just assume that's a dusk rune. That guy, this guy, and okay. Oh, and now it's continuing on. Okay, so that definitely was the problem, was that it was the dusk runes. So it looks like this is completely filled out, which is awesome. Okay, so the ritual, I believe, has to be within 10 blocks of our altar. I counted, and that should be like 8 or 7 blocks away, so that should be fine. So the next step is we need to actually turn on the ritual, activate this thing. We will also want to put in all of the whatever the cursed earth is in here and set up walls so the monsters don't go crazy. We're going to want to wait to collect the drops. The last time I did one of these, I do believe the monsters were dying. They were leaving drops around. We can collect those using the transfer nodes and the world interaction upgrade, so I'll hook something up for that as well. Yeah, let me do a little bit more off camera here, guys. Get some walls going and all that. We'll be back, hopefully, to activate the ritual. I can't remember if it's crazy stuff. I can't remember how we get that thing. I think we had to do a weak activation crystal. Okay, so that's just a tier 3 lava crystal. That's not too bad. Okay, I'll be right back, guys, and we will hopefully get this turned on. See you in a bit. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I laid out a dirt floor down here, covering up most of the ritual of suffering. And then we have put dark glass all the way around. We want the dark glass instead of regular glass, just so light doesn't shine through and destroy our cursed earth. Okay, so I think we are all set here. I went ahead and I made... Well, I thought I'd made it. Maybe I left it in the chest over here. I went ahead and I made the weak activation crystal, which was, once again, this lava crystal thing. And you stick it in the altar. Tier 3 requires 10,000 LP. And you have to right-click, I believe, the ritual with that to activate it. But before we activate that, I do want to start putting down our cursed earth. Well, at least I want to put one square of it down here and then get to a spot where I can get out. I'm thinking the watering can's going to work to help speed up the spread of this stuff. I don't really remember how that works, so we will figure that out. I think they said it requires 10,000 LP or something in your network, or maybe 50,000 to actually activate, which we should have over 200,000, so I think we should be fine. So let's go ahead and turn this on. You feel a pull, but you are too weak to push any further. Oh, weird. Okay, right-clicking it again worked. So yeah, that is now on. You can see the little animation showing that it is doing stuff. So I will be drawing stuff out of our network. Let's go ahead and place a piece of cursed earth right there and get away because I'm scared. Watering can, let's see if that actually will go ahead and make that spread. I think it does. It might not. I know it does spread on its own. Might have to take a moment here. Or maybe it just won't spread because there's too high of a light level. Okay, well, I will get that figured out. Let's see, dark glass. I thought the watering can would speed it up. Maybe not. I will go ahead and let this thing fill up full of the cursed earth. I might have to actually put in more manually. So let's go ahead and wait for that to happen, and we will be right back, guys. Alright, so everything's now hooked up. It turns out you can spread the cursed earth with the watering can. I thought you could, but it was just too light. Once I covered up the direct sunlight from up above, I was able to use the watering can, and it spread pretty quickly. So now we're getting mobs spawning in here quite nicely. We don't need a whole lot of mobs. This is just going to be enough. If it turns out we need more, we can go ahead and worry about that later. So what that's doing, every time they take damage, it fills up our blood altar a little bit, and I put our master blood orb in here. So all of the LP that goes into the altar goes directly into our network. So if I sit here and right click, we can watch our network is now going up automatically without us doing anything. That's with the ritual running and all of that, so that is great. So we can just walk away from this thing. We can be anywhere in our base, doesn't really matter. That's still gonna spawn mobs over there. And yeah, we will be collecting LP all of the time. That's great. So what I ended up doing down below, let's take a look real quick. I did put in 2 transfer nodes, some world interaction speed upgrades and stack upgrades. All the mob drops are collecting right here. I just put a chest there just to see what we were collecting. I will swap that out with the Tesseract, so all that stuff goes into our ME system and then gets sorted over here in our regular mob drop collection, thanks to the storage buses we have back behind. So yeah, that is really, really awesome. I'm liking this. So it might also be a good idea to have a second one of these hooked up. Maybe, I don't know. Hooked up over here. So this one, our regular crafting one, fills up all of the time without us having to click an orb. I can't remember if I've done that before in the past. I think I did at one point have 2 wells of suffering going. We might do that. For right now, I think we're okay clicking things manually. I would like to start working on the last tier though, so we can get some more runes around these altars and do things a little bit more efficiently. But like I said, we'll have to do, I think it's the demon invasion that requires, or I think that is required for you to do to get like the little shards or whatever to make these last purple blocks that are at the top of that altar. So that's something I'm gonna have to research and we will do together at another time. But yeah, guys, this is really awesome. Finally got Well is Suffering hooked up. Finally got our blood magic pretty much automated right now. There's still some more stuff to do, so we're not quite done yet, but I am very happy with the progress that we've made. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you did like it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.